Hi, I haven't done a class on this for some time, and I wanted to do a current one on what CK12.org is. CK12 is a nonprofit organization that's there to help those of us that don't or can't afford to have textbooks or just want to customize our own textbook to do it completely free. Recently came to my attention that there's a couple classes here at National Trail that don't have textbooks. They're using a variety of mishmash textbooks, and I wanted to do this video on what CK12 could do for them or for you. Now, if you just go to CK12.org, you can sign in with your school email. It's a straight Google logon, and there are a huge number of subjects, if I go right up here on top, of subjects that are covered with CK12.org. Now, all of these are currently online textbooks, and all these online textbooks are free for you to use right now exactly the way they are. But that is not really the intent. The intent is that, which is fine, but the intent is that now you have this repository of chapters and subjects. You can create your own textbooks if you want to do exactly in the order that you want to teach it, exactly the material that you want to teach, and this is completely customizable. So I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to make one textbook for biology. So if I go and say I want to do biology, it comes up and says, hey, that's a high school course. This is the CK12 Biology for High School class. And if I want to look, it has currently 13 chapters in there, and each of these chapters are broken down with a number of subjects that are covered inside that chapter. You may not like the order that this is taught in. You may not want to cover all the things that are covered in this textbook. And that's great because you can edit and change everything in here by making this first your textbook. So I'm going to go up here and say choose, and I'm going to say add to library. And it says it's already in my library because I've already done this once before. And then after it's in my library, I can go and customize it. So when I say I want to customize it, it brings me here to the book. I can change the name of the book if I want to. So it's no longer CK12 Biology for High School. We could make it Ohio Biology for High School with Mr. Poole if we want to. I will tell you, may or may not want to put your name on there. When you're done, you have the ability to publish this. So if you go and take the time to make this textbook aligned to the Ohio standards with exactly the way you want to teach biology in Ohio, you can go and publish it on CK12.org so that other teachers can then use what you've done, and you can search for theirs as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take my name off. I'm just going to leave it like that. Now, I've got these chapters down here, and this may be the order that I want to do it in, and maybe exactly what I want to do. But maybe I want to cover animals before plants. If I want to cover animals before plants, I can just drag it up, and now animals is chapter 9 and plants is chapter 10, which doesn't really make sense for when we go into invertebrates, but maybe I want to do all of the animal things first. So I can go here, and where we go to plants, I could go animals, and then move invertebrates under animals, and then move vertebrates under invertebrates. And then I want to do plants, and then I want to do human biology. Or maybe in my biology course, we never cover human biology, and I just want to take that out of the book by Xing it out and remove it. There's the first thing. I can totally reorder it to match the order that I'm going to teach the class. Now, I already said inside of each of these are individual subjects, and I can reorder these as well. So if I want to do scientific method and I don't want to cover experimentation, I can remove it. I can rename it to something else if I want to, and I can move it around the chapter if I want to. So all the things in here, I have the ability to rearrange, delete, and rename. But past that, for instance, I have this section on scientific method that I've looked at, and I don't love it. There's some things that it's missing. Or I've got a YouTube video that I love to have students read when they're inside there. I can go to edit, and when I do that, I'm literally editing everything inside it. The first thing it lets me do is change the title. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to hit save, and now it opens up all the text that's inside that section. And all of this now is editable by me. I can change the words, I can change the graphics, I can add videos in there, I can do whatever I want inside here to customize it to what I want. There's an indicator that it's not hit, or it didn't mention something that I really want to stress. I can bold it, I can stress it, I can add it in here however I want to. And when I'm done and I save it, that's what this section will be in my textbook. You have to make a change for it to be able to save. So as soon as I make a change, it says, hey, do you want to discard this? Do you want to finalize it? Or do you want to keep it? I want to finalize this. So that's what, are you finished? Yes, finalize. So now in my textbook, there's a question mark there. So obviously there's more that I could do than that, but that's what this section looks like now of this particular part of this CK12.org textbook. I can, when I'm all done, I've rearranged it to match my course. I've deleted things I don't want to take the time to talk about because I'm going to emphasize other items. I've added videos or done whatever. Maybe all you want to do is just delete the sections that you don't want. And that's it. You're going to leave the rest of it the way it is. And that's perfectly fine. Maybe after you've used it for a year, you're like, I really wish I would have not done that, or wish I had done that. You can do that as well. If I go back here, I can also add sections. I'm going to go back to Edit. I can add sections from entirely other books in the CK12. So if I go down to the bottom, it says Add Chapter, a new read, or search the library. This is one of the things that's great about it. For instance, in 7th grade science, you may do earth and life sciences together, and you want to build a textbook that matches that for 7th grade. You can pull in sections from a life science textbook, an earth science textbook, an earth and space textbook. I can search the CK12 library and say, what topic is it that I really want to make sure that we also cover in this biology course? And I'm going to say something funny. See if I even find anything. Aliens. Let's see if we find anything on aliens in here. Aliens attack many lessons. Many lessons. I kind of doubted I would find much on aliens. Oh, hey, let's see what this thing on mollusks is. Hey, about overpopulation. Well, look at this. So I can click on that to look at it, and I clicked on this little pop-up here that pops up, overpopulation and overconsumption. So that's from Earth Science and Middle School textbook, but I want to add it to my biology one. So if I check that and I add it, now this whole chapter becomes a chapter in my textbook. And so this now is editable, that I can, not only did I add this chapter to this book, I can drag it around just like I did with the other ones. I can rename it to something else. I can edit it just like everything else. In short, you have all of the different material within the entire CK12.org library that you can pull from, make your own online textbook, and then use that in your class instead of purchasing a textbook that has sections you don't want, says things in ways that you didn't want to say it, covers things you don't want, or doesn't cover things you do want. So I've got this textbook done, and when I'm finished with it, I hit save, and now I have other options. I've built this textbook. It's by me. I can now publish it, and if I publish, I'm saying that I want CK12 people to be able to find it as my new editing thing. That's what's publishing. You're publishing it on CK12.org for other people to be able to use. The other thing I can do is I can download it as a PDF. And if I download it as a PDF, they ask me some things. Hey, this is a 9th grade class. It's biology. It is from National Trail Local School. There's National Trail High School. I'm not going to say I'm doing either one of those. And number of students, I'm just going to say 10. You don't have to. When you say download, basically they're going to send me an email when this has been created into a PDF. That PDF I can send off to get published at Office Max if I want to. I can just post it on my Moodle site if I want to, so students can just use that as the online textbook. And I don't have to do either one of those. I can also just have it here and provide the links to it for my students, so they just do it all straight from the one I'm working on. So I can provide this link to my students, and they'll get it just like this. Here's the scientific method, and it's in my, this is my version of this book. You can see it's got the question mark that I added there. It's got pop-ups on explanations that maybe are new to students so that they can read those. This allows me to use a screen reader, so my students that are limited reading learners can use that. It makes it very UDL. It's already got images in there, and if we go down here, it's got embedded videos in there, which I can change and add other YouTube videos in there if I want to make it more personalized. I can record my own lessons and add them at the bottom to my book. And if I don't publish it, nobody else is ever going to see it other than me and my students. So that's a basic introduction to CK12.org. It is wonderful. And if you're in a class that at any school that does not have a current textbook, there is a very good chance that your class is covered here already in CK12.org. And like I've already shown you, you can bring in from various different ones of these textbooks. It's not like you have to do just life science, just physical science. You can conglomerate any of those and make your own textbook that's all you, for you to share with your students, whether it's online like this or PDF or printout, that totally matches the course and your needs at your school. And that's it for CK12.org.